Good evening, everybody. Frankie Day back on YouTube. Okay, guys, for this Monday evening, this topic of the video for tonight will be Papadans models community group build featuring my AD6 SKYRAIDER by Revell on a scale of 140. Okay, fellas, before we resume on the video here, I didn't have time to finish up my livery ship yet. It's still over here, and reason being is I had to take my wife to the doctor all day long today, a couple times, just for annual checkups, see how she's ticking and everything came out fine. So they gave her a good bill of health, which makes me feel good, and her too. And I kind of took me away from the model bench. And opposed taking from the last video, I've been working on this AD6 SKYRAIDER. And I've been toying around with Gulfhawk too. I got my Gulfhawk all painted. I'm setting a decal up right now. So I should have her finished probably by this Wednesday. I should have her all done. And tomorrow, hopefully, I'll have my livery ship finished tomorrow. So it'll probably be about a couple of good final reveals coming up this week to my livery ship and my Gulfhawk. My battleship California, it's all done, squared away, and she's sitting over there proudly inside the carry-out. And for people to view and look at. My wife loves it to death. She likes them when they're small. And they're okay sometimes, but they ain't very fun when it comes to building them too damn small. But they're challenging, especially at smaller scale. Okay, guys, I get back to this AD6 SKYRAIDER. Thus far, taken from the inbox review, I've got the whole entire wing completely finished. It's been sanded down dry. I'm using a sanding stick of my choice, and to make sure that the seams are pretty well sanded again. There was a few blemishes here, but sandpaper couldn't take off. Because the plastic's pretty crude, folks. You're dealing with something that's 60 years old. And so it's not used to that kind of a modeling treatment. But make sure these parts have got to be good and clean, and not going to be dry fitted and tested before you apply the glue. If you don't, you can run into trouble. Attacking a model this ancient, it requires not too much skill. It just actually requires a lot of attention. So to make sure everything works properly and goes together quite well, all the parts got to be dry fitted and sanded and shaped before you apply the glue to it. Okay, guys, working on the fuselage shaft. I got the starboard fuselage shaft not all finished, but I've got the workings of the dive brakes bell crank system in there. It's all been installed there, along with the tail hook and the landing gear. And I got the cockpit box installed. I haven't got it painted yet. So before I close this fuselage shaft, I will prime the cockpit compartment and have it painted out, and the pilot will be installed. So Panzerville's Bucker will enjoy that. He likes his pilots, and gives the airplane character. And so far, that's as far as I got on it, and so I'm going to put it away in the box after this video. But so far, I'm going with Gulfhawk. I got that all painted. And I've got some of it decaled, so I'm going to finish decaling it tonight. And so by this Wednesday, I should have her all finished. I'll have a video of that for the final reveal. So I should have about 2 final reveals this week. My Gulfhawk and my livery ship. We'll get that out of the way. I just got too far behind, fellas, on the livery ship. Like I say, going to the doctor appointment, cooking food around the house and stuff, and working everything around here and everything. Kind of took me away from the model bench, so I do need that kind of a break. I've done these things ever since I've been retired, fellas. I've been my nose has been stuck on the building board, so it kind of gives me kind of like a break, get away from all this stuff. Okay, guys, we're going to come over and take a look at the SKYRAIDER, and I'm going to operate some of the features on it to give you guys a good idea of what it does and how it's going to look when it's all painted. So it's going to be painted North Korean. It's going to be like a dark blue, as indicated on the box lid. It'll be dark sea blue. And the decals are good shape. I gave them a couple coats of dull coat on there to seal and make sure they don't fall apart on me. I couldn't see any cracks in the decal paper, so I'll probably have no problem sliding those decals off the backing sheet. Okay, guys, we're going to come over here. We're going to take a look at the AD6 SKYRAIDER and show you how much old Frankie Day's got done on her. And then at that, we'll swing the camera around yours truly and discuss what we're doing. Alright, boys, we're going to take a look at the AD right here. Yeah. Okay, guys. Okay, fellas. I got this much of the fuselage done, and as you can see, it's I've got all the workings in here. I got the mechanism which operates the dive brakes, and see this little section here's this little crank handle right here. This fits on a bell crank on the stabilizer. When you take a stabilizer and push down on it, it pushes against this, and it causes this to happen. See how it works, fellas? Let me go over here. Maybe you can see it a lot better. You can see the bottom dive brake open. Turn around on the side. You can see the same thing here on the side dive brake. See how they operate? That was the feature that really sold this model back in the nifty 1960s. I got the cockpit box floor all together. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts that make up the cockpit. That's going to be all primed and painted before I close up the fuselage. But I do want to get this mechanism on here, and it works quite well. And the tail wheel comes out of this weld right here. It comes out like this, as you can see, folks. It retracts right back in there nice and neatly. For carrier landings, the hook's down, and you grab your arrestor cable. Okay, boys, right here is the center wing section here. Now I sanded all this dry before I added the fill. I added just a smidgen of filler, just a little bit, not very much. Just enough to just fill out those hairline cracks right there. Now I'll wet and sand that, and I'm going to prime it. Now this wing right here is the whole wing section, and these wings will come up like this. They'll fold up for carrier storage. When this airplane takes off, you'll see the landing gear retract. That comes down. The flaps work. The wings fold. Ailerons work. It does everything but fly, fellas. Everything. So like I say, here goes landing gear again. It folds up. And down. Flaps lower. So it's a pretty good little plane, guys. I really enjoy it. And that's what it does. And you can see the mechanism inside here. Looks like a bell crank cross here on it. Got a little filler on there, but that's no big deal. Comes off the old nail. But it works quite well, guys. This is a pretty good gimmick model for today, so I like to preserve the gimmicks in it. And the landing gear is pretty difficult to make it retract well, folks. Like I say, you gotta do a lot of sanding on it and a lot of shaping here. Trim parts, make sure. Well, if you don't, then mine, you'll break the mechanism. I've had this plane for years. I've had one before that I've built, and it still works quite well, quite decent. So you got to make sure all these parts work quite well, folks. Nowadays, people don't do that stuff no more. They just glue it. But with a model like this, it's designed as a gimmick model, needs to be preserved so it can show its gimmicks. Same thing with the Gulfhawk with the retractable landing gear. So it's one of a kind airplane, fellas. I mean, I enjoy building something like this. It's old. There's a few inaccuracies, but you got to realize 1959 when this kit came out, there was no rivet counters back in those days, and there was no nitpickers back in those days, and people didn't go off for accuracy back in those days. Is what you see is what you get, and we're very glad that we got it back in those days. Nowadays, you got a lot of rivet counters. A lot of people pick, oh, it's out of scale. This too big. This ain't right. This and there. You know, hey, you know, there's a lot of people out there are out for accuracy. Me, I just build it as they come along, and so you can make an inaccurate model look good by taking your time. Okay, guys, that completes the video number 1 tonight for Papadans 1 models community group build. And I believe there's 2 community group builds going on. They got one by Roadhog. He's got some cars and hot rods and trucks going on. He'd be the host of that end of the community build. And I thought Mr. Bob Buskin was the host, but it wasn't. So he clued me in and told me this community build goes strictly to Papadan. Okay, guys, we'll see the cam back there truly. All right, boys, I haven't get back in the flesh. Okay, that completes that. And I'm glad I got this much done on it, so I'm going to let the UAD dry for a while. And set it over here. I'm going to pop out my Gulfhawk. I'll sneak this in this video, folks, make it worth your while. And me too. Now I'll set the wing over here. So far, I got the Mighty Grumman Gulfhawk all painted up quite well, as you can tell. I got the cowling all airbrushed and painted, the wings all airbrushed and painted. Got the top of the wing. And we'll go over and take a look at this Gulfhawk here too while I'm at it. There you go, guys. As you can see, the Mighty Gulfhawk got the cowling airbrush. I got about 5 or 6 coats. Anybody's got one of these in your stock, you need to paint it orange. This color right here is by Tamaya. This is right on. This is Gulf Orange. Number X6 orange. So we'll get a little closer so you can see it, folks. X6 right there. So that's the appropriate and white color to the Grumman Gulfhawk. And got the other side done quite well. Need to do a little trimming here and there on the decals. They make the decals just a little oversized, folks. I'd rather have them oversized where you can do the trimming last. And landing gears in retracted position. So if you want to lower it, it goes like this. There you go. It sets just like that on there. And the top wing goes on like A. So that's as far as I got on the Grumman Gulfhawk, guys. I gotta do some more decaling on it. Get the wing on, rigging. Got a little touch up with X6 do on it and get it all done with the orange. So this goes on quite well, folks. I kind of enjoy building that. Okay, guys, that's about as far as I got on the Grumman Gulfhawk. So I should have it done by this Wednesday for the final reveal. Alrighty then. Okay, guys, that'll do it for this evening. That concludes video number 1 for Papadans community group build featuring my '86 SKYRAIDER. And once this camera's uploaded, once this video's uploading and everything, I'll start resuming back to my Gulfhawk. And I think I'll put my '86 SKYRAIDER away and let it dry for a good day or so, and resume back on again to tomorrow sometime. And so what I'll do is when we get the fuselage all done, like do the bottom wing, sand up the filler on the front leading edges of the wing, and do some sanding on the fuselage and give it some primer paint. Make sure it's all primed up, then I'll attach the wing center section lastly. And I believe it don't need that much filler, just on the trailing edge and the leading edge of the bottom wing, which makes against the fuselage. It's probably all the filler it needs, and it's a pretty good tight snug fit anyway, because I dry fitted it. Okay, guys, that concludes tonight's video, and so please stay tuned. So this week, sometime for sure, quite certainly, I'll have my leadership Patrick Henry all complete, and this Wednesday I'll have my Gulfhawk all done. And the next week sometime I should have my Gulfhawk on my 86 SKYRAIDER all finished. And so the USS Drum is on dry dock, my Gato class submarine. So I'll wait for this weather to break because I need some more room. It's a big model, so I got my garage out there, which is not very, it's not treatable with heat or anything out there. Just no garage, it gets cold out there, so I need some room when I start working on that. And probably got another couple more builds coming up I'll be doing next week sometime. So anyway, folks, enough to keep you busy, me too. Okay, guys, this is Frankie Day signing off. I'd like to thank you everybody again for tuning in. May God bless. Thank you very much for your comments. I'm very honored, each one of you fellows out there. Make Mama happy. Happy modeling. Please subscribe. And we'll catch you on the next video. So it'll be the final reveal for the Grumman Gulfhawk and also the Liberty ship SS Patrick Henry. And coming your way, folks. So stay tuned for those two final reveals. Bye, boys.